Welcome back to the yet another edition of talent management, and today we are going to talk about talent development. So, quickly let us see what are the topics we will be seeing in today. So, we will be talking about employee engagement, talent development methods and developing leadership, and how do we analyze training needs and what is talent and knowledge management. So, these are the few things that we will be quickly seeing in today. So, let us quickly see what is an employee engagement process. Now, as we all know, management focuses on employee engagement so that we can retain the potential employees in the organization. So, it is not a one time process, but it is a result of a continuous never ending process that an organization has to look for in the organization. So, the first and foremost step that we need to look into in terms of employee engagement is prepare and design the entire employee engagement process. Why is it important to have a clear plan is that if we are not knowing what is the potential of our employee, we will not be knowing how should we engage them, because person to person there is a lot of different requirements, and one will be suitable for one of them and the other will be suitable for another person. So, if we do not have a plan in hand, then we will not be able to conduct the engagement activities in the organization. So, and also we should have a plan, because we should know what is the time frame we are looking for, what is the reliability, what is the cost involved in the engagement, and how regularly are we going to do it. So, it should be a clear plan of action that should be there, and we should have a preparation made for keeping them engaged, because it is not that one organization starts a process today and it ends or within a day or two, because employee engagement has to be a continuous one. So, the planning also should be done in such a way that we should look into the entire time frame, and it should be revolving. Say for example, we can have a quarterly plan or we can have an annual plan of employee engagement, and the HR department should keep monitoring whether this entire process is being followed or not. So, how should we initiate the process? We should conduct an employee engagement survey. Why is it important to conduct a survey? As I told you earlier that from person to person the interest may differ. So, what is that commonly people would like to do is something that we need to identify. For that, we can conduct a survey amongst the existing employees and identify some of the common areas which can be used in future for keeping them engaged. So, that becomes a very crucial thing, and apart from that we should analyze the result of what is the kind of employees that we have. Say for example, if we have high potential employees who are very much they are looking forward to challenges in their jobs, or they always look forward to be facing some kind of a challenge, then it becomes important for us to keep organizing some events in the organization which can challenge them time and again. So, we can run contest, we can run skill area test, wherein an employee can identify himself to be challenged, and these kind of test will help them to see themselves into a better position. So, there can be ranking that can happen among the employees, or if you want you can also conduct contest amongst the employees. So, this can be possible only based upon the results that we have got from the survey. Certain times it is important for the employees to be under development. Say for example, there are some employees who feel that they will be feeling engaged better if they keep enhancing their skill sets. So, in such type of situation, the organization can often run training programs, which can be a short duration training programs, offline training programs, or online self help training program that can keep the employees engaged. So, result analysis will help us to identify what are the key areas in which employee feel that they need to be engaged into. And apart from that, we should have a clear action plan. Now that we have the survey done, we have made an analysis of the results, we need to now formulate a clear cut action plan, and that action plan will focus on, as I said, what and how this engagement has to be conducted. As I said earlier, action should be done and follow up should be done on a continuous manner, because if the employees do not have a follow up plan, then there can be chances that we miss out on certain occasion where there could have been better chances of keeping engagement amongst the employees, and we would have lost those opportunities. So, a follow up action plan also should be in place in order to keep the employees engaged for a continuous duration. What is the outcome of highly engaged employees? Lot of research has been conducted, and it has been found that happy employees are more productive employees. So, the quality of work will depend upon how happy the employees are, and whether they are feeling engaged in the organization. If the quality of work is improved, then this leads to happy customers, and happy customers will bring in more business, as they will refer us to other people, and that will bring us more business as well. So, happy employees, happy customers can be only possible if we have a good engagement program in the organization. Not only that, happy employees means that they are satisfied in the organization, and if they are satisfied, then the turnover will also get reduced, and there will be a high retention rate. So, employee engagement has a direct impact on retention and turnover. Every organization look forward to reduce their turnover, so that they can have a low cost on employing or hiring time and again. Moreover, highly engaged employees, as I said, are more productive, and this will also increase the profitability of the organization, because if there is a growth in the business and if there are more sales happening, or if we are getting more revenue generated, then that will also help in the profitability of the organization. We all know that job satisfaction leads to lesser absenteeism. So, if a employee is satisfied, he will not find ways and means to absent himself from the himself or herself from the job. So, that is also going to affect the absenteeism in an organization. Moreover, it will affect the loyalty of the employees as well. So, highly engaged employees are more loyal to the organization, and this will, as I said earlier, that it will have a direct impact on the retention level of the organization, because loyal employees bring in more happy customers, and this will again result into better business. So, these are some of the most important aspects of talent management, that is employee engagement. So, what are the various ways and means of keeping the employees engaged? There can be flexibility in their job. If we are giving now in various organization, there is no restriction into what time you come in and how many hours you work in a given day. So, there can be flexibility in terms of the working hours, or the login log out timing, or the reporting timing in the organization. So, in order to keep them engaged, flexibility can be taken as one of the methods. Then volunteers as a team. So, sometimes organization do not get involved into the task of dividing the teams. They rather leave it to the team managers or the team leaders to select their teams, or the team members to identify their team managers. So, this also helps in a better performance, because they work with the right attitude, and since they are the ones who have selected their teams, their responsibility and their accountability also increases. So, that is also a way in which it can be done. Then always be a arithmetic. So, whenever we are doing an employee engagement program, we should always understand the cost and returns that will be that will come in from the kind of expenditure that is happening. So, ROI has to be calculated, and whenever we are doing an engagement program, we should see what is the relevant returns that we are going to get from it. And we should promote taking breaks. So, there are so many jobs which are very monotonous in nature. So, taking breaks in between should not be a problem or an issue in the in such type of jobs. So, this will give a space. Of course, there are lots of research to prove that interim breaks will help into increased productivity. So, that is also something that can be looked into. And asking feedbacks on a regular basis from the employees also keep them engaged, because they feel that they are important for the organization. So, asking feedback is one more point, and holding a regular social gathering. So, there are lots of organization which has got different methods of socializing. So, it can be a team lunch, or it can be a week outing, or it can be a family day. These are some of the commonly known common social gathering events that happens in an organization. And of course, there is if we are keeping the goals very clear into the employees, that also keep them engaged, because they are clear as to what is expected out of them. And it provides a nice environment also in the organization. So, if we talk about Google, say for example, the work environment is not stressful, and it keeps them engaged, because they have the freedom to select their own space, seating arrangement, whichever way they want to be in the organization. They give a better environment to their employees, which keep them happy. Apart from that, we can also think about a people focused culture. So, when we talk of organizations like IT companies, where there are huge number of people working together in a workspace, it is very important that we become more people focused. So, in such type of organization, people focus is very important in order to keep the employees engaged. And mentoring the employees is also one more method. We can also talk about encouraging collaborations. We can think about gratuity, or showing a gratitude whenever an accomplishment happens from an employee. So, we should encourage people by thanking them for whatever they have achieved or contributed to the organization, and have a authentic relationship amongst the employees. And we should also promote honesty. So, these are some of the ways in which employee engagement can be done. Now, let us quickly see what is talent development and how is it important for an organization. So, talent development includes capitalizing on the strengths and abilities of the employees, and helping them to become a stronger and grow within an organization. So, when we talk about talent development, it does not mean that we are talking about identifying the new areas of business and making an employee to work in those areas. Rather, we are talking about what are the capabilities of an individual, and how far are we helping those individuals to grow into those areas or develop those capabilities. So, we are identifying the strengths and helping them to strengthen them furthermore, so that they grow well in the organization. So, this is a very important thing. So, what is that we should have as a strategy for talent development? First and foremost thing is, the organization should be committed towards the development of their employees. If an organization does not think about the development, then it means that we are not bothered, we are not looking for whether you are dispensable or not, and we are not even looking for whether you grow in this organization. So, first and foremost thing is, organization should have a commitment towards the development of their employees. It should be a mission in place. So, if an organization has a clear goal, vision, and they have the mission in their place, that is when they will identify the employees who needs to be developed and who needs to be taken to the next level. So, it is always important to have a mission in place. Then the next stage is that identify the necessary talent to get you where you are going. So, if an organization sees a particular level of growth in business in 5 years or 10 years down the line, they should also identify who are those people whom they see along with them when they are growing. So, recently when I was looking into the growth of Amazon, I have witnessed one thing, that right from the year 2016, there has been almost double the amount of the number of employees who are there in the organization. So, at present, if we see around 7 to 8 lakh employees are there in Amazon, and the numbers have grown almost double since the year 2016. So, this would have not happened without the growth of the existing employees, because I am sure that when the organization was developing, there would have been various managers who would have grown to their next level and would have grown along with the organization. So, talking about companies like Amazon or Google, we all know that they have a vision for what they want to be 5 years or 10 years from now, or where they see 20 to 30 years from now. So, they should have a clear cut idea about who are these employees, who we want them to grow, and which are the areas in which they should grow. So, that is very important in terms of talent development. And when we talk about growth, we should first look into our own organization, and we should identify those people who can take up the next position. So, time and again I have been talking about within the organization for hiring for the higher designation. And we should have a design and talent development initiatives that needs to be taken. So, a clear cut training program should be designed, a training calendar has to be in place, and we should identify the various areas in which training should be given to the different employees, and that should be happening on a continuous basis. So, the entire talent development initiatives should be well designed, and it should be followed. Built in a coaching opportunity. So, if we take an organization, leadership positions are something which cannot be taught per se, but it should be developed amongst the employees by a proper mentoring and coaching methodology. So, it is very crucial that the already existing leaders should mentor and coach their successors, and they should do a hand holding process for them time and again, and make a talent development as a part of their company's culture. So, if an organization wants to grow, then it should have a well defined training culture in place, wherein employees should be aware that they will be taking up training and they will be mentored in a continuous process. It's going to be a continuous process, and in stipulated duration they will be having training sessions. So, what should we do in order to develop a training plan? The first and foremost thing that we have to do in terms of training is to conduct a training need analysis, and the HR department should do this in a very clear and formulated manner. So, first and foremost, training need analysis method is organizational analysis. So, every organization should have a clear cut idea about what type of products they are dealing into, what type of organization they are, and what type of skill sets are required to be in this organization. So, organizational analysis helps to identify the entire structure of the organization, and what are the various job roles that are there, and what are the areas in which we would require people in a near future, what skill sets are required for these designation, and the entire job analysis is done in a particular manner to identify what are the various roles that are there in the organization. So, organizational analysis is a very important thing. And next we talk about person analysis. So, when we talk about person analysis, we focus on the skill sets that are present in an individual to perform a particular task, or what are the competencies that are required to perform a particular task. So, that is with person analysis. So, here we talk about individual's role, individual's competencies, and what are the skill sets that are required to perform a particular task, and what are the skills that an individual has. And next is coming to task analysis or work analysis. Here we talk about the roles. Here we talk about a job role or a designation, and in order to play that particular role, what is the skills that are required, and there is a clear cut definition of what are the various responsibilities that this particular designation will have, and what capabilities are required in order to perform this particular task. So, that is coming with work analysis or task analysis. Then we talk about performance analysis. So, if an organization has to do a training need, we should identify the skill gaps that are currently prevalent. So, when we do a performance appraisal, we will come to know about what is the expected standard and how far a person is able to meet those standards. So, if there is a particular gap that has been identified, then it is very important that we need to bridge this gap, and here we need to provide those necessary training to the employees if it is seen. So, if we give an example about customer service operations. So, in while handling customers, there can be possibilities that during a performance appraisal you identify a few employees who are not capable of performing a particular task when they are handling customer, or they have been time and again identified to do a certain kind of a mistake. So, it is very important that the employee should be made aware that what is expected out of them, and if they are missing out on it because of lack of a particular kind of a training, then it is important that those identified employees should be given those training. So, that comes to performance analysis. Then we talk about content analysis. So, in a report, if we identify that there are certain areas that we will be, say for example, we are doing a strategic planning, and we identify certain new business roles to come up in future, or certain designation to come up in future. So, there we will be identifying that there can be certain areas in which we do not have the right kind of talent in our organization, or the existing employees do not have those skills in them. So, it becomes important for us to identify or list down those skill areas and start giving training to the existing employees. This happens more in terms of technology based organization, where the technology keeps evolving and new technology keeps adding up into the organization. So, in such type of places, it is important to identify the new training areas, and then we should give them training in those identified areas. And training suitably, again, here we are talking about more of identifying the areas in which a particular individual needs to be trained, because he or she may be designated to take up a new role or a responsibility. So, in order to be competent in those new areas, there will be certain identified areas in which the person need to be trained. So, that comes with training suitability and analysis. And what is the cost benefit analysis? So, every organization needs to do a cost benefit analysis in terms of whether it is more good to hire an employee with those skills from outside, or do a training to more number of employees, because trainings involves cost, and whether the organization will get a benefit after spending so much of amount on that particular training to the benefit what it will be reaping from it. So, that is very, very important. And knowledge management. So, let us take a quick look on what is knowledge management. So, knowledge management can be defined as the process of capturing, distributing and using knowledge effectively in an organization. And in order to effectively share an organization's information, assets, like policies, procedures, but also expertise and experiences, that knowledge needs to be identified, captured, evaluated and easily retrieved. So, this has been a concept that has been evolving over a period of last 1 or 2 decades, when knowledge management mainly is very, very crucial in organization which is related to technology, or which is into some kind of a research and development or consultancy. Why is it that we have to give importance to knowledge? The benefit that an organization receives from a particular project will have to be retained in the organization rather than giving it away to with the employee. So, in order to capture those knowledge and maintain them in the organization, knowledge management is very, very important. And moreover, the experience of one and the expertise of one can be shared by the other employees in the organization as well. So, that is very important, and knowledge management also helps in competency development in an organization. So, this is all we have learned today in organization. How is it that employee engagement has to be done, how talent development has to be done, and what is the knowledge management areas and how it should be developed. So, thank you. I hope it was a useful session for you. Thank you.